our spaces are very immersive. So what you'll encounter when you visit, there's a series of spaces that celebrate stories in all forms.
Get radio breakfast with Rich Smith.
As we continue our celebration and takeover, 10 years of independent Oxford, so we're catching up with the awesome indies that are around Oxford and beyond as well. But now we go down to Pembroke Street in Oxford as we catch up with Sarah Lacey from the Story Museum. Sarah, good morning to you.
Good morning, Rich. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. I'm really good. As I mentioned just in the song there, absolutely criminal this, that I don't think we've spoken to the Story Museum before here on Get Radio, which that's not a good thing. That is not a good thing. So I'm really looking forward to catching up. And well, let's have a little bit of an intro into the background of the Story Museum, because look, parents and people with little people will know the museum so well and enjoy it so much. But just let everyone know what it's all about.
Well, we are a museum that we specialise in sharing and celebrating great stories, and we do that through our galleries, which many people will know us for, but we also do that with our outreach work as well, with our learning and participation programs. So there's loads going on, loads to see, and so
it's an amazing place. And I mentioned to you as well that my godson's been a few times, and every time he goes, he's just like, this is amazing. A real feast, for the eyes for children. It's just an amazing place with the colours, with the stories, and just of the excitement and the events that happen there on a daily basis.
Exactly, and I think what we do best is our spaces are very immersive. So what you'll encounter when you visit, there's a series of spaces that celebrate stories in all forms. So, for example, our Whispering Wood, which is the first gallery you come into, is there's trees there where you can listen to stories there. You can listen to live storytelling, and then you go on into the Enchanted Library, where you can actually go into Narnia. You can push your way through wardrobe doors and actually, find yourself in snowy Narnia with Mr. Tumnus, and you can fall down a rabbit hole. And then there's also our treasure chamber, where our current exhibition, Here Be Dragons, which is co-curated with Cressida Cowell and Toothless. So they guide you round dragons and dragon lore from across global stories.
Oh, wow. I mean, I'm trying to sort of hark back to my own childhood, which is a long old time ago. But just to have this thing, I mean, for people visiting Oxford, for people living in Oxford, right in the heart of the centre, and having this availability and having this space and having this enjoyment and excitement and having this incredible place, I can't think of anything like it that I ever did in my childhood. Admittedly, I wasn't sort of brought up around Oxford and what have you, but it's a fascinating and lucky, I feel, that we've got this space and are able to kind of able to sort of have the kids come in and enjoy it so much.
Yeah, and I think Oxford is very much associated with stories, particularly Alice, who features in our Enchanted Library. I mean, really, Alice was one of the original children's stories, children's published stories. And obviously we've got Tolkien and C.S. Lewis. So all of those writers, those stories which are known and loved throughout the world, they all began in Oxford. So that's part of what we celebrate at the Story Museum as well.
Yeah, it's funny. We just had we get messages just in the background, hence why my eye just sort of veers across over here.
Yeah.
Rob's just got in touch with us and just says my youngest two are absolutely bookworms and they love the Story Museum. What an amazing place! That's just highlighted just what we talk about it as well, because kids can lose their minds in a good way with the fantasy aspect of everything, yes, having a book is a great thing, but being in
Mm.
the surroundings as well, the extra sensory hyperness of it all, kids just must come away from there just being like minds blown with everything.
Yeah, well, I think that's really at the heart of what we do is we show people that there's different ways into stories and to reading. It's also about telling, and this is what we do through our outreach work, is we encourage storytelling skills, so that people have, you probably heard that word oracy sort of being bandied around, so that part of what we do is we help people tell their own story and learn communication skills and sharing, and so yeah, there's lots of ways into stories, whether it's through reading, through hearing stories, or through games or comics. So yeah, there's lots of sort of ways, and then because they forge that emotional connection through experience, I think that's a really important part of storytelling and enjoying stories and reading and literacy and all those things, all those great things.
No, I must say I do enjoy doing the characters. When I read to my godson as well, I am one of those that really get into it. They might not be the same voice every time, but we certainly give it a go. That's for sure. And in terms of events as well, because obviously, and we've actually heard this quite a lot this morning, and this is a recurring theme with spaces that are available that have great and wonderful things in. Having events is a vitally important thing to add a point of difference, to add a point of entertainment, to add something different, unique, all of this kind of stuff. And the Story Museum has a 10 to a penny, absolutely loads going on with various different, from people rocking up with songs, authors, and various different activities, comics we mentioned as well. That must be vitally important as well.
Absolutely, yes. I think we have a sort of regular offerings. So we have our monthly comics club for children. There's 2 sessions. So there's the one for younger children. There's one for sort of up to 16 years. We have David Gibb, who comes to do his family jukebox. He's here about once a month. We have Emma Bohr, who comes to do her suitcase stories. So there's our regular events, and then there's also amazing things like, for example, over the Easter holidays, we've got the Magic Lantern Slide lecture, which is being recreated. That was a lecture that was originally given in the 30s to local children, and we're recreating that. So that's part of our sort of dragon extravaganza. We also have our Story Explorers. That's for children aged 8 to 11. So that's our sort of holiday offering. It's almost like a sort of day camp where you come and explore stories with our learning team, and do dressing up, crafting, make new friends, that kind of thing. So yeah, there's tons happening.
Yeah, there really is. It sounds absolutely amazing. And anyone with kids at various different ages, I implore you to head down to the Story Museum, because as Rob quite rightly said, it is an amazing and wonderful place. And all the details, I guess, best place for it is on the website, because that's where I'm looking at everything. The website is a treasure trove of info there. Absolutely,
and our socials as well. So you can find us on Instagram and Facebook. storymuseum.co.org.uk.
Wonderful stuff. Sarah, it's been great having you on, finding out a little bit more about the Story Museum. It's been a real insight, and I've got a smile on my face knowing all the kids having the smile on their faces who visit and enjoy it. So it's a great and amazing place. So thanks for joining us this morning.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Sarah Lacey there from the Story Museum, having a real intro and an insight into what goes on there. Fantastic stuff.